check the sound, make sure we're good. We are live everywhere. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Good Life Visual Audio Podcast. I'm C Muzan. I got Kabi in the building with me. Say what's up, Kabi.
We out here. What up, no? Y'all know I gotta pay respect to Detroit. Detroit basketball of no relations.
Of no relations. But again, eventually, the more we talk about Detroit, somebody's going to reach out. Somebody's going to offer us a deal. Somebody's going to get you to, I was about to say the Palace, but it's not the Palace anymore.
They moved
place.
downtown, didn't they?
Yeah, there's something different. But somebody's going to get you your connection. You're going to meet your Uncle Jalen. Have you ever met him? Have you ever seen him?
I've never met Jalen. I would love to meet Uncle Jalen.
Yeah, man, we got to shoot our shot, man. Get you next to Uncle Jalen.
Hey, you know what we got to do? We got to go to one of their live shows, Uncle Jalen and Uncle Jacoby, and then we got to let them know that we shout them out every podcast episode. We're up and coming duo, and we like some advice. You know what I mean? Or I might be willing to do this. Call into the show.
Hey,
call into the show.
Why not?
You know, I'm 50% of the Good Life show. We shout out Detroit every single time. In fact, I shout out Detroit. My partner is out here, Philly stepping, Detroit hating.
Never hating. Always repping Philly though.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm a floater, so I chose the great state of the great city of Detroit.
I'm glad you did. It's a great city. We just actually now have to have an official connection to the city. That's all. An official connection.
We will. If you're listening to this and you're in Detroit, you see how much love we give Detroit. So let us know. You know, how do we earn the good graces of Detroit? How do we become not just fair weather fans of Detroit, but how we become authentic Detroiters? And teach us. You know, if I'm using the term incorrectly, I would like to know. I like to come correct. I don't want to be one of these line stepping half in, half out type individuals, man. I'm trying to be right there.
Trying to get all the sauce, man. You're trying to be in there. You got to get your, like I said, you got to get your Detroit hat. You got to get your D hat.
What I need to do? Get some seafood pizza? What I need to do?
Nah, you just got to get a D hat, right? You got to get a Detroit hat, and then you got to get get some Cartier frames.
I don't really do hats like that. You see that freshness? Come on, man.
I see you. But you say you want to rep the city. You say you want to know how it's done. That's how it's done.
Well, I didn't know it was gonna cost that much. I didn't know, you know.
It's not gonna cost your hairline, bro. It's just gonna cost you putting on a hat.
And I won't say this. Uncle Jalen known for one of the hardest hairlines in the game. Look at that. Protege. I'm just saying. Let me know, Uncle Jalen. Look at that. Hey.
We got to get Uncle Jalen's opinion. He's got a lot of pain in his though.
No.
Yeah. I saw Uncle Jalen with the super black, the Beijing they call it.
Yeah, there will be no Uncle Jalen slander on this show. There will be no Uncle Jalen slander on this show.
It's all good.
We're not having that. We're not having that. My apologies, Uncle Jalen. Shout out number 5. Shout out black socks, baggy pants. You know what I mean? Fat 5.
We're equal opportunity podcast. Equal opportunity, even Detroit. Even for Detroit. But anyways, we're back. Hey, happy Thanksgiving to those of you that are listening to it now and or listening to this on the recording side. You just had Thanksgiving or whatever the case is. Hopefully it's a great time to spend with family. What are you grateful for, Kabi? What are you grateful for? Let's start the show off on a super positive note.
That's a fantastic question, man. I got a lot to be grateful for on a serious note. First and foremost, man, grateful to be alive. Grateful for my family. You know, grateful for my wife, my kid. I ain't got no kids. All right.
Hey, don't laugh too hard at that. I feel like something's about to happen. It's gonna happen soon. You can't laugh that hard, bro.
I'm grateful for this show, man. This show is like this show, I feel like we've hit, maybe toddler moving into the next stage. What is after toddler? I don't have no kids, so I don't know.
I don't even know what it would be called. Toddler into young child.
Young child. We're moving it. We're whatever the next stage is. We're moving up, right? We're moving up. We've built consistency. Now we're improving quality. We're getting there, and we're trying to give you guys top-notch information, etc. And besides that, man, show is really therapy at the end of the day, in terms of showing up consistently and really digging deep to give you guys something authentic. And to do that, we gotta dig. It becomes a form of therapy in a way, because we gotta put down the guards and speak the truth.
Right. That's right, man. And
yeah, that's what I'm thankful for. What are you thankful for, good sir? Moves on.
I appreciate it, man. Also thankful for all those same things. Thankful for my family. Thankful for my health. Thankful for being able to have good friends, have community, right? Being able to have this show, which is an outlet, just like you said, for therapy, and for us to just be able to talk. Yeah, thankful that we get a chance to learn and grow every day. Not everybody gets the chance and the opportunity to be in an environment to learn and grow and hear more things. And again, fight for that good life, fight for that great life. You know what I mean? Not everyone's in that position to be able to do it. There are people in other countries that don't get the opportunity to practice the things we get to practice, right? Like there's so many blessings and so many things you can be grateful for. I just talked about that on a mindset call that I did in the morning, where I talked about, gratitude is what leads to happiness. A lot of times people think it's the other way. They're like, oh, when I'm happy, I'll feel grateful for things. But gratitude is the seed of happiness. So it's being grateful first, and that leads to happiness. So, man, practicing gratitude is huge. I recommend it. I do it. Was that holy water drink?
Took a sip of holy water. Feeling alive.
Feeling alive. But yeah, gratitude, man, just so many things to be grateful for. And for all of you that are listening, like, I highly encourage you, practice gratitude, right? Practice it. Actively wake up thinking about the things that you are grateful for, and watch more of those things manifest in your life, show up in your life. A good saying I heard this morning is, what you appreciate appreciates. Right? What you appreciate appreciates. So appreciate more things. Appreciate your family. I appreciate
another sip of holy water for that one.
Do that. I appreciate my brother here, right? I appreciate that we get to have these conversations. And just like he said, I think this is episode 95 for those of you that are listening. I believe coming up we have an episode where we're going to talk about starting a podcast. Isn't that on the list? Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's on the list.
Yeah, so that's going to be one of those topics, man. I'm just super grateful that we could start this podcast, and we're 95 episodes strong, 95 weeks in a row. We've shown up. Hopefully for all of you listening, we've added some value to you. If we've added some value, right, leave us a comment, leave us a message, let us know something that you've gotten from it, even if it was just a saying or right, something you needed in that moment. Let us know. We want to hear your feedback, because just like Kabi said, we're growing and learning, and we want to get better. The podcast is going to grow. All of it is going to continue to move in the right direction. So grateful that we can do it. But yeah, we definitely want to hear from you guys. Let us know if there's anything else we can do, or what else you guys want to see, or what you've gotten from us thus far. Cool.
I love it, bro. I love it.
Either way, episode 95, we're here. Topic today, we're talking about how to stay on budget in the holiday season. All right, it's holidays. We're here.
AKA how to not blow through your money fast.
Talk to them. That's it. That's it. No BMF.
Y'all need this one. Can I church say amen?
Amen.
Yeah, it's a good up. This is a good one right here. This is a good one right here.
And it's something that, again, in the holiday season, we have to just be mindful of the areas and the things that happen that cause us to blow money fast,
Right.
that cause us to go out and overspend or spend in areas that potentially aren't benefiting us or benefiting somebody else, right? A lot of times, again, as we go down this path of having these financial conversations around holiday seasons, one of the things that pops up is the generosity point, right? Like, oh, I just want to be generous. People have a real generous heart, and that's a great thing, right? We just talked about gratitude, but just having a generous heart is a great thing. But that generosity should not break the bank. your generosity, your generosity should not set you back financially. It should not put you in a position where now you have to climb out of it at the end of the year, or for the first 6 months of the year you have to climb out of your generous nature, right? That just might not be the best money management. So we're going to talk about those things and kind of differentiate them. uh what's the most lavish gift you ever given? I don't know if you can even think about that, could be, but
Ooh,
is there
most
like a,
lavish gift.
yeah, biggest gift? Maybe it went to your wife, maybe someone else in the family, maybe a sibling or something. But like, what do you think, like, biggest gift that you've given, or
Maybe a laptop.
laptop?
No,
Yeah,
or a computer. Trying to think. Never really been like a big jewelry purchaser.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, something around that or something around that price point.
yeah,
Haven't given away a car or a house yet. Looking forward to that.
yeah. That I was gonna say, like, when you get to that status, hopefully you have it. Hopefully, for everyone that's listening out there, you're not giving people cars as gifts and can't afford it, right? um,
Or they can't afford it
they can't afford it. Very
after the
true.
fact.
Very true. Um, did you know that, like, when you win a car on a game show, that like you got to pay the taxes on the car? Did I talk to you
Yeah,
about that?
yeah. Very unfortunate. Very
It's a,
unfortunate.
it's a real thing. Some people don't even, like, they'll win the car on camera and then they're like, "Oh, I'm not paying these taxes," and they let them keep the car. Right? It's like all for nothing. So either way,
Really?
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
can't grab it, sell it, pay off the taxes, and keep the rest?
People, because you have to. If I'm not mistaken, you have to pay that up front. Like, yeah,
Before
like,
you leave the studio?
yeah, like, not before they issue it. So like, we were on a game show. Me and Zara, me and my wife were on a game show, and we won some stuff. And it takes like 6 months for them to send it to you, right? Because the show doesn't air for 4 months, right? And then after the show airs, then it comes in the mail like a month or two afterwards. So you might win the car, and then all of a sudden, right? Like, it's 6 months later, and I'm pretty sure they make you pay for the taxes up front to get the car in those
Oh,
six
no.
months. I don't think you pay for it after they send you the car. So I believe I heard the story, and somebody fact check me if right you're listening. um, I believe that, like, if you don't pay it, like, you leave the car, right? You just don't win it.
Sounds like a got you moment.
They 1099 us for the stuff we won, right? It,
Wow.
like, you have to pay for that stuff. We just got the 1099 on the back end, right? After they send you, we won some. What did we win? Mountain bikes, some hiking gear. Um, my wife won some Manolo Blanc shoes or something like that, purse and stuff like that, and wind up selling it all. But they cut us a 1099 at the end of the year, and it's like, nah, we paid y'all $6,000 worth of gifts. Like, y'all got to pay taxes on that. So
Sheesh.
yeah, yeah.
Hopefully you
So
sold it for more than 6,000.
oh, we did, we did,
All right.
we did. But either way, that being said, just down the gift side of things, guys, this holiday season, something to pay attention to. You do not have to give lavish gifts to people in your family or to your loved ones. This may not be the year for that. Again, we can have a generous heart, but one of the ways to stay in budget and to really kind of curtail a bit of your spending is to give yourself a limit of what you're willing to spend on people. When we have a generous heart, when we're very kind hearted, it's easy to go above and beyond in this season. there's gifts flowing, there's right, people are feeling good, Mariah Carey is singing, right? Like all these things warm our heart.
Chestnuts are roasting.
Yeah, that's right. Right. And watching a little Home Alone action. I don't know what you guys do for the holidays.
I
But
do a
those
little
things,
Home Alone. I ain't
yeah.
doing no roasting chestnuts though. I didn't grow up with that.
I don't even know that I've ever like actually had a chestnut. Like
Yeah, I
actually
don't know what
and
that is. I don't know. I may have had it, but called it something different in different language. But when you say the season might not be the season for it or the year for it, what are you talking about? You talking about the layoffs or what?
yeah, I'm talking about what we're headed towards in our economy, where people are in their financial life and what's up ahead and what's currently happening, inflation, right? All types of things that are brewing. This may not be the season or the year to really go out and go above and beyond. Now, again, if you're sitting in a great financial position right now, you got a lot of excess capital,
This may
you
not apply to you.
may not apply to you.
That's
Investments
okay.
doing well, right? Got rocking business, all that stuff's great. Ball out, right? Do what you're gonna do.
Yeah, just send this episode to a friend that may apply.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. But for the mass majority of people, it might be time to pay attention to what you're actually spending on gifts, right? So maybe not the year to be lavish, maybe not the year to go above and beyond. Maybe this is the year to say, you know what, I'm going to keep all of the spending for gifts at a certain level. And we were talking about this off camera. Maybe this is the year to buy books for people.
Yup.
Books are a great gift.
Fantastic. With a handwritten note.
That's right.
And tell them why you chose that book. Right. But let me backtrack right quick. I was having a conversation with an individual who's at the C level of a company, and he was basically giving me the heads up that in a couple of months they're about to let a whole bunch of people loose, and obviously we know what's happening in tech, right? Whether it's Facebook, Twitter, all types of other companies that escape my mind currently, but are major layoffs, right? And we're seeing this in accounting firms, law firms, like places where you typically wouldn't expect, because there's the ripple effect. All right, those people service those companies that are letting people go. All right, so you may be cool right now, but just like Chris said, this may not be the year to go crazy. Maybe this is the year to pull back a little bit. If you are on the border, right? If you are in the far north of the border, money's good. Maybe this is a great opportunity for you to do one or two things. Be generous, like we just stated, or scoop up some great investments that people can't afford right now. All right.
Definitely
Maybe
the
you have
time for that.
negotiation power.
That's right. Definitely the time for those things, right? Definitely, and that's a whole different conversation on like the bit. What did I say to somebody recently? I said this is the time to play defense in your personal finances, but offense in your business finances, right? Like, or right, your investments, right? It's a time to play offense because things are shifting, so there's opportunity out there. But again, this just may not be the year to buy the $3,000 bag for your spouse. Like, it just may not be the year for it, right? So glad you mentioned those layoffs. These are things that are real, that are up and coming. I was watching the investment summit, bunch of wealthy people in the Saudi and some in America, right? Talking about what's up and coming. And I forget who it was. I think it might have been Jamie Dimon. Talked about what? Huh? He talked about. They were talking about the upcoming recession in the United States, whatever the case is, and he said something very casual about next year, whenever the people in America like run out of their excess money, which will happen somewhere around the summer of next year. He literally said it very casually, but they're expecting people to run out of all their extra money. They're expecting people to dwindle their savings. They're expecting people to pull out of certain investments. Like, they're expecting that. So if you already know by the talks of finance heads, right, wealthy people around the world and economists and all that, if you know this is coming, then this is just the time to prepare, right? Finances, health, all these things, like, we are preparing for what's ahead. Could be last week or the week before, I can't remember, we were talking about, right, sometimes in the winter it's a different, right, it might not be the best time to fast. It might not be the best time to go. It might be better to, right, bulk up a little bit, get some more energy, right? So there's certain things, or, juice fast is what I think we were talking about at that time.
Yeah.
And so same thing in your money, right? Just knowing what season it is, knowing what's happening around can help you kind of guide yourself down this path of making sure we hold on to a little bit more of this money this holiday season.
Yeah, very. I mean, I think you're hitting a lot of things straight on the head. I just want to backtrack real quick and not overlook something here, and I think is incredibly important as to who these messengers are. Jamie Dimon. I just want to ask the question real quick: why is Jamie Dimon not being criminally prosecuted and sent to prison? As this man has, during his reign, has been affirmatively overseeing criminal activity, but yet nothing has happened. Now, you can do your own research here and look it up, but yeah, they've been fined at least 5 times. I want to say at least 5 times for not just minor, but major infractions. It's well known that JP Morgan Chase has continuously manipulates the gold market. That has been proven. That is not allegations, I believe. And if I'm wrong, correct me. But this man is it's just Google. You don't even have to duck go. Just Google, why is Jamie Dimon not in jail? Just and in your free time, right? So I do find it interesting that these same people who benefit from the lack of financial literacy in the public would put out information like this. Not saying he's wrong in any way, shape, or form. I'm just saying I find it all very, very interesting with his background here. But I want to make sure we don't overlook that, because it is important that we know who are these players, right? And they're not necessarily out here, looking up for the small folks here necessarily.
That's true. The small folks. Who is looking out after the small folks, right? Who is looking out?
Very few people. And I would say, let's start with United Agency here while good Sir Chris moves on. Shameless plug. But honestly, I joke, but seriously, finding somebody, call it your local, finding somebody local, somebody in boots to the ground, who's not just benefiting by taking a couple percentages of money that you already have. Right? They move your money around and they take a few percentages, and that's how they make a living. Of information that you could probably figure out yourself, to be very honest.
Speaking the truth, guys. We probably should do a whole show on like uncovering banking and how banking it
might be a series.
Yeah, it might be. And assets under management and what that means, and right, how people in the financial world actually get paid. It might be eye-opening to some people, right? Maybe we have that conversation. But either way, didn't want to skip past that part. And again, just
very interesting. I would encourage you to do your own digging around. Very, very interesting. I mean, and we know he's not unique, right? We have yet to see major criminal activity be brought or any sort of consequences be brought through the major players of the 2008 crisis. All right, we've all seen it. Big Short. You can go watch it, do your own digging around. But this is important. This is why we do the show. It's important for you to be literate, both in terms of your health, because we see this stuff in the medical system as well,
Right.
and in terms of your money, because we see this stuff in both areas. They seem to be the two biggest areas that we see them. I can't think of a bigger area, bigger area.
I can't either. Again, hence why we do the show, right? I don't
That's
think
right.
there is
That's right.
any bigger areas than health and wealth, right? Like that's it. And so being able to get to the place where we can learn more of kind of the inner workings and kind of what's happening in order to prepare ourselves. This is what it's all for. It's awareness to be able to prepare ourselves, to set ourselves up to design the life that we want, right? Again, in all these areas. So again, might not be the year for lavish gifts. It's perfectly okay. That's a way to stay on budget. Here's another way to stay on budget this year. Get super creative with your gifts. You ever hear of the saying, it's the thought that counts, right? That's a real thing. That's a real thing. Get creative with it. Again, from a money standpoint, I'm just trying to help you. I don't want this to be the year that you go out, you spend a bunch, you put some stuff on credit cards, just because that's what you're used to doing. You think you might pay it off in January, February because you get that big bonus check, right? Sometimes we're in the same ideologies over time, and we're headed into an economy and a market that maybe isn't conducive to that. So I don't want anyone that listens or anyone that's watching right now to get caught in that just because it seems like another year right now. So
That's right.
we have to do some things differently. Get creative. Get creative. Spend more time. If you're not going to spend money, spend time. Do something that takes you away from just saying, okay, I can just pay for this. Well, let me put my time and energy into it. Let me be thoughtful. That thoughtful gift, your family will appreciate way more anyway.
That's 1000% true. Get creative. I think is a very good one, and oftentimes, it's even more appreciated. Even more appreciated. If you have kids or others who maybe don't appreciate that, or other friends and family members, maybe consolidate. All right, maybe consolidate. Maybe instead of getting gifts for everybody, do a white elephant situation where you pick out of a hat who, I think that's what white elephant is, but you pick out of a hat as to who you're going to give it to and consolidate your money and get them a quality gift. Right. And so everybody gets a gift, but not everybody gets 5, 15 gifts. Right. Or, maybe, mama wants something that's maybe a little pricey. Get the kids together, get your siblings together, get the family together, and everybody pitch in and get her one quality gift. I think it can really take pressure off of certain individuals. I believe that's what my family is doing this year. Something I actually suggested last year to take pressure off myself. Right.
Yeah.
And I think you'll be able to get more quality gifts, and we won't just be materialistic just to be materialistic. Because quite frankly, most of the time, kids and whatnot don't even know what's happening until they are fed that materialistic behavior and attitude regarding the holiday season.
That's right. That's right. For the longest time, my daughter's still young. She's 5. But for the longest time, I was trying to get her to not experience holiday season with lavish gifts and a bunch of gifts and 7 gifts under the tree. I was trying to get her away from that. And we've done a pretty good job of that. We're still having some issues with like family doing it. Like, oh, let me send her gifts. Let me give her gifts. But from parents, from mom and dad, we're not buying her a bunch of stuff, right? Because
Yeah.
again, we don't want to start that habit early. We don't want her to understand that or think that this is what the holidays are about, is just receiving a bunch of gifts that probably we won't use, that are just for the materialistic side of things. So
Well, here's a question for you, Mr. Muzon, as a
shoot.
father. What do you think about starting some sort of college fund or a savings account of some sorts, and that be the continuous thing that family members can give to over the years?
I like that idea as a parent. I don't think it's a practical idea.
Why is that?
Well, you don't have kids. I was about to say, have you tried it? Have you tried
I
to
have
like?
not. I have tried to have kids. I was not successful.
I meant, have you tried to like get a grandparent or an uncle or an aunt that wants to do something nice for them to be like, no, 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 just give money into their savings. It's
No,
a
I have not.
yeah, it's a conversation that not everyone is overly receptive to. They're like, oh, that's nice, but in this season, a lot of times people just want to give gifts. Like that's just what they want to do. And they don't always see money. That would be like giving a gift card every year, right? Some people like just don't see that as an actual gift. As a parent, like I said, I would love that. If this were like a what are those wedding registry, right? Or baby shower registry where you could just say these are the things we want, but it's only just invest into this account for her.
Yeah,
That would be wonderful. I would love
yeah.
that. I
But
just don't think it's
you're
practical.
saying you've tried that and there's some resistance.
Yeah, we haven't gone super hard at it, but yeah, there's some resistance there. I remember one birthday, right? That's kind of what we would ask around for, and she still got gifts, right? So it is what it is.
There's got to be then some sort of exchange, all right, of like or some marketplace or something where you swap those gifts real quick for for you know what I'm saying, somebody that maybe is gonna, I don't know, an Amazon reseller or something, and then you sell it off pennies on the dollar before they even see the gift.
I know, right? That's got to we got to create something like that just for like kids gifts, right? Like just a separate platform, just like before my
I'm
kid
good,
sees
Air
this,
Doobie.
yeah. But yeah, before the kid sees it, it's like here, throw it over here,
Yeah.
get the money for it,
Oh, we
right? Just
gotta
throw
get
the
it.
money.
We gotta get it fixed. We gotta get it fixed.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh man, but that's, you make a good point actually. Now that I think about it, there is going to be a little bit of resistance to to that, and I guess I do know why, but at the same time I don't know why. You know,
It would
uh,
be nice. It would be nice for people to give you what you say you want or what you think you should have, but that's not always in the spirit of giving. People want to give what they want to give a lot of times. So
yeah.
kind of deal
Um,
with it.
yep, yep. All right. Well, with that said, let's give. We got one more tip.
Yeah, I did have one more. Made me forget it. I had it.
That's all
It
right.
was right.
That's all right.
No,
That's all
it's
right.
right there.
That's all right.
It
Given plenty, if you
was
act on those, be good. Be creative. That's one. All right. Give books. All right. With a handwritten note. Right. Make sure you or pitch,
oh,
consolidate your efforts.
got it.
Consolidate your efforts. Do something like a white elephant, etc.
That's right.
Set ahead of time what it is that you are comfortable spending, and don't go outside of that. So that budget. Did you have another one?
I did. Number 3 was let's not be influenced by marketing. Something to remember. Something to remember during this time. And this came to me when I was thinking about the episode because I've been watching a little bit more sports, right? When I was kind of in the kitchen, I was watching some college basketball, I was watching some sports, and the Black Friday deals, every commercial, every commercial, right? And so what I realized also is during this holiday season, remember, people are there to market to us. We are right, the people that sell, they want you to buy. So, can you limit the amount of time that you're spending looking at certain pieces of marketing? Can you limit the because all these things influence us, right? All these things influence us. Can you limit how much you're influenced by advertisement, by certain websites, by certain emails or commercials? Can we limit our time doing that? I really believe that again, these are the types of things that suck us in to poor spending habits. They also suck us into poor eating habits. If I just kind of turn this into the health side really quick, as we just finished up a fast, I had to not actively a couple days not look at my social media because of food, because there was food on my feed, and that influences my thoughts of what I
Yeah.
believe I want, even
Right.
if I really don't want it. And it's easy to see it in things like food or right when we're going that direction. But it's the same thing in our spending. We don't know how much we are being influenced by the things that we're seeing on these platforms. So the third tip for you guys is to try to limit your exposure to some of these things during this holiday season, during the times where it's Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Giving Tuesday, flight this, vacation this, right? Book this, New Year this, right? The more we hear that stuff, the more it penetrates, and we actually are being influenced to spend. Even if we don't want to, we're being influenced to spend. So if you can curtail some of that, I think that'll also do you well to stick on this budget during this holiday season. That was my third tip.
I think that's a good one. I think that's a really good one. And that's probably something you can take year round. That's probably something you can take year round, because guess what? Food companies want to sell food. Stores want to, I mean, this is what they're in business to do. So you can't even blame a shark for biting, right? So, if you can't, if that's the case, then you must know how to navigate. And so I think that's a great one right there. If you put all those tips together, more than 3, by the way, we gave like at least 5. You can definitely have a successful holiday season.
Absolutely. That's what it's about. Successful holiday season. Don't break the bank. Don't go into next year feeling like you're behind financially. Hopefully none of those things are happening. And that's why, again, we're just having these conversations up front. Last week, it was more about the health side of things. This week, it's more about the money side of things. Just what you can do just to be aware, to make sure that you're not falling into any of these traps that are so easily set for us
They are
out here in
traps.
society.
They are
That's
traps.
exactly what they are.
And it's interesting because we have certain traps that are like fixed. You have college, you have house, you have wedding, you have all that type of stuff. And then there's certain traps that come around every year. Every single year is an opportunity to dig a little bit deeper. But those ones, the variable traps, let's call them, rather than fixed traps.
That's right.
Maybe we have an opportunity to learn from previous years, rather than making the same mistake over and over again. Guess what? Guess what?
What?
Christmas is around the same time every year.
It is.
All right. Thanksgiving is around the same time every year. So it gives us an opportunity to, perhaps as the last tip to leave on, to prepare. All right. To prepare and to set the stage. And you know what? I'm going to be taking that tip for myself. Gosh darn it.
Gosh darn it. That is a great one. That's a great place to end off. Oh, by the way, if you're watching, hey, make sure you join our Facebook group. We've been telling you guys about it. Make sure you dive in there. We're giving more access, more information, more community. All that stuff is needed for us to continue to encourage each other to get to the good life. Join our Facebook group. The link is right down there. It's bit.ly/TGL Connect, because we want you to connect with us there in that Facebook group. bit.ly/TGL Connect. That's the is that the emoji you're gonna put in there? The connect emoji. Oh,
yeah. Lock in.
There we go. Lock in, guys. It's gonna be a great community for us to continue to grow and work together. Again, to provide value in the areas that you feel like you need. So that's what we're here to be able to do. Tap in with us.
Big facts. We look forward to seeing you there. And until next time, next week, make sure you have a fantastic Thanksgiving.
That's right.
Sending you love from the TGL family.
That's right.
To yours. And we'll see you next week.
That's right.
Until then. Peace.